morning, everyone. I am Nina Era, Family Studies of Miriam College, and I am here to talk about positive discipline. When we hear the word discipline, it's like being synonymous with punishment, which is definitely ingrained already in our psyche. The first thing we think of when we hear the word discipline is usually something negative: spanking, hitting, cursing, silent treatment, and all the other forms of corporal punishment. And we know that these discipline techniques may work for a short term, but definitely have a long term effect on children. When you spank a child, the child just learn not to do things because they want to avoid the punishment, but they did not really understand what they should not be doing, why they shouldn't be doing that in the first place. In other words, there is no lesson learned. But it's like just asking or making the child fearful of you, but really not teaching them what is the right thing to do. May I just give you a background first of the word discipline? Did you know that the word discipline originates from the Latin word disciplina, which means teaching, okay? Which in turn comes from discipulus, which literally translates to pupil. So, for whatever reason, over the years, discipline has gone from meaning to teach to now to punish. Today, we explore positive discipline. It's an idea, of course, that focuses on reverting things back to the roots. When children do something wrong, instead of punishing them, parents teach and guide them to set the behavior right. Positive discipline is not about being permissive parents. I get a lot of questions actually from parents when I talk about positive discipline. Is it being permissive? Is it being lenient? Are we spoiling our children? Definitely not. Okay, that is not positive discipline. The goal of positive discipline is to teach and guide children by communicating, clearly communicating to them what behavior is acceptable in a way that is firm yet kind. I'd like to reiterate those words: firm and yet kind. Okay? So, another goal of positive discipline is also to help our children learn positive values and develop social and life skills. It's something very, very important to really teach young kids, especially today. Okay? This parenting principle is based on, of course, encouragement, respect, and empowerment. I remember when I was a child, spanking was used in disciplining children. That was how parents would explain to their child that I am correcting your behavior. But again, that is no longer the way to go now. When we use positive discipline, we also teach children about responsibility, self discipline, problem solving skills, and cooperation. Because if we are not punitive in our discipline, it would also teach our children how to manage big emotions that sometimes can be overwhelming for them. A lot of times po kasi, di ba, when we discipline our children, we're on that mode of like anger or inis, okay? And sometimes that's how children would look at how to manage one's emotion, just like what parents or what my mom or what my dad is doing, like shouting, probably spanking them. And it's not something that's really very healthy also between the relationship of the parent and the child. Okay? And also allow me to talk about the core of positive discipline. First, um, it should help children feel a sense of connection, that sense of belongingness, and that I am significant. No discipline can ever take place without genuine connection. As they say, connection before correction. When a child feels unconditionally loved, it's easier for parents to correct when a child misbehaves, knowing that that discipline comes from love from their parents. Okay. Again, from my counseling sessions, I hear a lot of comments from young people that they say, alam kong mahal ako ng magulang ko pero hindi ko maramdaman. And that is something very important for parents, to make the child feel that I am loved and I am loved unconditionally. Okay? Another one, positive discipline is respectful and encouraging. That is what we call the tough love. Okay? When we say tough love, it's also synonymous to being authoritative parents. You find that balance of being responsive, nurturing towards our children, open to discuss and explain what needs to be explained, but at the same time, giving clear boundaries. Okay, what is no, but if there would be instance or a circumstance that you would need to openly listen to your child, then allow it. Okay? And of course, when boundaries are crossed, okay, when boundaries are crossed, consequences should be given. Diba? And ano bang tawag po natin doon sa consequence na yon? It can be logical or natural consequence. I'm going to give you a very short example. What if a child does not like to eat? Like what you have prepared on the table. Ba? A lot of times po kasi that's an issue of young parents to their young kids. Okay? So instead of shouting, instead of forcing the child to eat, instead of threatening the child that you will be spanked later on if you don't eat, then allow the child to face the consequence of not eating. But what is the natural consequence of you if you do not eat? Then you will go hungry. Then if a child feels hungry already, then the child will definitely eat, but without you forcing the child. Okay, so that is positive discipline. That is also allowing the child to face the consequence. Okay? So, kailangan po ng balanse talaga ng pagmamahal. 'Di ba? Yung tunay na pagmamahal, pero meron din tayong tinatawag na disiplina, yung boundaries. 'Di ba? When you cross the line, then, again, there is a consequence that you need to face. Okay? And I'd like to also reiterate that early research has shown that children do better when they perceive both firmness and kindness from their parents. Children need to have parents who will say no to them. Okay, so don't be afraid to say no to your kids. Okay, but of course, no, saying no, but definitely lovingly. Okay, next. Positive discipline is also being good role models, as I have mentioned earlier. As the tagline of a commercial when I was much, much younger, ang maling ginagawa ng matanda ay nagiging tama sa mata ng bata. Okay? So as adults, we have to be careful of what we teach our children, because as values for them are learned through modeling. You know that children are great imitators. Diba? And as adults, we have to give them something good to imitate. And we all know that values, diba? They are not really taught, but they are caught. Diba? Sinasabi rin, you cannot practice what you do not preach. And so whatever rules that you are trying to implement at home, what rules you are trying to tell your children, then you should be the first person who should follow those rules. Okay? And of course, we all know that our children, they are a reflection of the kind of parents that they have. Okay? So, ako nga po, hindi ako naniniwala na may pasaway na anak. Siguro magulang madami. Diba? And so, we have to be very, very careful. Okay? What do we model our children? Because they are watching us. Okay? And another one, positive discipline, is also treating mistakes as an opportunity to learn. Ba? Sabi nga nila, uh, doon tayo natututo. We grow because we learn from our mistakes. Okay? And a child will often act out, okay, because she perceives it as a means to get to an end. And when you use bad behavior as an opportunity to teach them, not only that what they did is wrong, but also empower them with alternatives. It will help them in future from using it as a tool even when you are not around. Okay? And last but definitely not the least, okay? Positive discipline believes that there are no bad children, okay? Only bad behavior. Once parents recognize that inherently our kids are not bad, they are just behaving badly, the rest will slowly fall into place. Our job as adults is to probe why our child is misbehaving and then address the behavior. And there are a lot of factors, okay, so many factors why children misbehave. It could be they are going through something, discomfort, physical discomfort, or maybe they're trying to act out because they wanted your attention, or maybe they act out because they couldn't verbalize what they want to say, and so much more reasons. And again, as parents, we have to look into those reasons. Diba? Investigate, okay? Connect again with your children and ask them, anak, ano bang nangyayari? Diba? Let's talk it out instead of just shouting at them, cursing them, or making them feel unloved. Okay? And that is basically positive discipline. No? We bring out confident children, we bring out children who are able to manage their emotions when they are disciplined positively. Okay? So to end this short discussion, let me quote John Fleming, okay? As she says, discipline is positive. Discipline is training. Teaching and discipline are inseparable. Have a good day, everyone. Maraming salamat